High school is supposed to be the place where memories are made, where friendships form. Laughter echoes down the hallways, and the future begins to take shape. But for some students, their experiences weren't filled with lighthearted fun. Instead, they encountered darkness so unsettling that the memories stayed with them long after graduation. Tonight, I'm going to share with you 4 disturbing high school incidents. These are not just ghost stories or campfire tales. These are real experiences, rooted in fear, heartbreak, and survival. And by the end, you'll realize that even in the darkest hallways, hope can still be found. Story 1. The girl in the music room. It started with a dare. Angela, a quiet sophomore who had always been bullied for her shyness, was told to stay alone in the school's music room after dark. The place already had an eerie reputation. Students whispered that a girl once disappeared during choir practice decades ago, and her voice could still be heard late at night. Angela, determined to prove her courage, accepted the challenge. At first, it was nothing, just silence and the smell of old wood. But then, the piano keys pressed down by themselves. A single note, soft and trembling. Her heart pounded. She whispered, "Who's there?" But no answer came, only the faint sound of humming, like a lullaby sung by someone who wasn't there. Terrified, Angela sprinted out of the room. The next morning, she found the words, "Don't leave me," carved into her desk, the grooves fresh as if made overnight. No one ever confessed to the prank, and the school swore the desk had been new. For Angela, the music room became more than just a dare. It became a reminder that some voices from the past never leave us. Her lesson, that facing fear can sometimes uncover a deeper truth, that courage is found in standing firm, even when you feel alone. Story 2. The forgotten locker. Ethan was an average student, the kind of boy who blended into the background. But one semester he was assigned a new locker, an old, dented one at the far end of the hallway that no one seemed to use. At first, it was just a locker, but strange things started happening. His textbooks would be rearranged, his notes scattered, and sometimes a faint smell of smoke would linger inside. One day, he found a folded note stuck in the corner. In shaky handwriting, it read, "Help me? I can't breathe." He showed it to the teacher, who brushed it off as a prank. But Ethan couldn't shake the feeling. Digging through the school's archives, he learned the truth. Years ago, a fire had broken out in that very hallway. A student had been trapped right by the row of lockers where his now stood. Ethan never used that locker again, but he carried something more valuable than fear. He realized that every person, even the forgotten, has a story worth remembering. His challenge was loneliness, but his resolution was empathy. To see those invisible around him before it's too late. Story 3. The vanishing student. This story comes from Maya, who was known as the life of the classroom. But one day, her best friend, Leah, simply didn't show up. No explanation, no phone call. The school announced she had moved away suddenly. But the strange thing? Leah's desk remained exactly as she'd left it, her notebooks, her drawings, even her half-finished essay. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some said she'd run away. Others claimed something darker. Maya refused to believe she was gone without a trace. Late at night, when she stayed behind for art club, she swore she saw Leah's reflection in the windows watching her, almost reaching out. Maya's challenge was grief, the unbearable weight of not knowing. But as months passed, she realized something important. Sometimes, closure never comes. What matters is how we honor the memory of those we lose. Maya went on to become a counselor, dedicating her life to listening, so no one in her care would ever vanish without someone searching for them. Story 4. The final bell. This incident shook an entire school. It was the last week of exams, and students were tired, stressed, and desperate to leave. But during the final bell one afternoon, a loud screech rang through the intercom, followed by what sounded like a scream. Teachers panicked. Students huddled together, unsure if it was a prank or something more. When the principal investigated, they found nothing unusual with the system. But for those students, that sound wasn't just noise, was a reminder of a tragedy. Years before, a janitor had been working late. trapped inside when the old building alarm system malfunctioned. His cries for help were never heard until it was too late. The challenge here wasn't ghosts or curses. It was memory the way the past lingers, even when we try to bury it. Students learned that day that life is fragile and every goodbye could matter more than we realize. The message for stories. For incidents that blurred the line between fear and reality. But beyond the chilling details, there's something greater to take away. High school ISNT, just a place of academics and sports sit. S, a place where we face fear, loss, loneliness, and uncertainty. These stories remind us that even when the world feels dark, there are lessons hidden in the shadows. Courage, empathy, remembrance, and gratitude for the time we have. So, tonight, if these incidents keep you up, let them keep you thinking too. Fear may haunt us, but what we learn from it can shape us forever.